The realm didn't fall. It reset. 3 months later, the Red Keep breathes again. Sunlight cuts through stained glass. Red, gold, fire reborn in color, spilling across marble like the past itself is trying to rewrite what happened here. And at the center of it all, the throne. Not the broken, melted ruin Drogon left behind. No, this one is different. Reforged, reclaimed, reimagined. A new iron throne, darker, cleaner, etched with a direwolf and 2 three-headed dragon in cold silver. Not a symbol of conquest anymore. A warning, and standing before it, not the bastard of Winterfell, not the man who didn't want it, but the one who was always meant to take it. Jon Snow. No, Aegon Targaryen, 6th of his name, and for the first time, he looks like it. Black and red armor wraps around him like legacy made flesh. A direwolf rests on his chest. A dragon breathes over his heart. Fire and ice, finally in the same body. Longclaw hangs at his side, the white wolf still watching. But Jon, he's not watching anymore. He's ready, and the entire realm can feel it. Because in front of him, every major house in Westeros stands still, silent, watching, waiting. Not divided anymore, not scheming, just witnessing. History, correcting itself. To his right, Sansa Stark, Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. And somehow, she wears it like she was born for it. Crimson, silver, power woven into every thread. Her crown rests light, but her presence doesn't. She doesn't need to prove anything anymore. She already survived it all. At the base of the throne, Brienne of Tarth stands tall in white. Lord Commander now, no hesitation, no doubt. Behind her, Podrick Payne and the Kingsguard. Steel, loyalty, legacy, and then the faces that carried the story here. Arya Stark? No, Arya Baratheon now. Still standing, still refusing to kneel. Gendry beside her, close enough to mean something. Bran, watching everything, like he always has. Tyrion, Samwell, Bronn, the Vale, the Riverlands. Every piece, finally, on the same board. And then, Davos Seaworth steps forward, steady hands, quiet power. The kind of man who doesn't need a crown to shape history. He opens the scroll, and when he speaks, it echoes. Not just in the room, but in everything Westeros has been. Lords and ladies of the realm. A pause, just long enough for it to matter. I give you Aegon of House Targaryen, 6th of his name, King of the Andals and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, protector of the realm. And just like that, the world bends. Not slowly, not reluctantly, all at once. Steel rings as swords are drawn, then lowered. Knees hit the ground like falling dominoes, one after another, until the entire realm is bowed, except Sansa, already seated, already queen. She doesn't kneel. She doesn't have to. Instead, her hand finds Jon's, soft, certain, and just for a second, the king disappears, and Jon comes back. He looks at her, not as ruler, not as legend, just her. And that moment, it's already happened before. Snow falls, soft, quiet, like the world holding its breath. Not in King's Landing, not in fire, but in the Godswood, 2 months earlier, before the crown, before the throne, before everything became real, under the weirwood tree. The old gods are watching, and for once, so are the new. Torches flicker against white snow. Stark banners line the path like ghosts of the north standing witness. And at the center of it, Bran, the boy who fell, the king who let go, now the one giving it all away. He takes Sansa's hand, places it in Jon's. No speeches, no prophecy, just certainty. Jon stands there in both his names at once. Stark gray, Targaryen black. No more hiding, no more choosing. And Sansa, she's never looked like this before. Not the girl who dreamed of queens, not the woman who survived them. Something new, something earned. The High Septon speaks, but it almost doesn't matter. Because this isn't politics. This is something older. Look upon each other and say the words. And they do, together. I am hers, and she is mine, from this day until the end of my days. No hesitation, no fear. Jon wraps the cloak around her shoulders, wolf and dragon becoming one, not forced, not arranged, chosen. She looks up at him, and yeah, there are tears, but not the kind she used to cry. These ones mean something. The snow falls between them, and when they kiss, it's not spectacle. It's quiet, real, final. Like the world just locked something into place. The crowd applauds softly, because even they know this isn't just a marriage, it's a beginning. And just like that, we're back. The throne room, the present, the weight of everything that led here sitting in a single glance between them. Jon lets go of her hand, not because he wants to, but because he has to. He turns, faces the realm, and finally, he sits. The crown rests on his head, forged Valyrian steel, given by Gendry, a Baratheon honoring a Targaryen. Yeah, things really have changed. Davos steps forward again. No theatrics, just truth. Come forward, swear your swords anew. And one by one, they do. Edmure Tully, older, but still standing. Bronn, smirking of course, but kneeling anyway. Royce, the Vale. Robin Arryn, no longer a boy. Samwell Tarly, Gendry Baratheon. This time, not as a bastard, as a lord, as family. Even Arya. She doesn't kneel, but she doesn't need to. Everyone here knows where she stands. And soon, everyone is bowed. The realm, united. Not by fear, not by dragons, but by choice. And speaking of dragons, a shadow passes overhead. Massive, ancient, alive. Silverwing. Her roar tears through the sky, not as a threat, but as a reminder. This peace, it's protected. The camera pulls back, higher and higher, above the throne, above the banners, above the people who survived the end of the world, just to build something new. And at the center of it all, a Stark, wearing a Targaryen crown, a wolf, sitting on a dragon's throne, Jon Snow, Aegon Targaryen, king. And this time, he's not running from it. Peace never comes alone, because while Westeros crowns a king, across the narrow sea, fire is remembering. Volantis burns under a black sky. No stars, no moon, just smoke, and a city that doesn't sleep. High above it, at the Red Temple, a priestess and a boy stare into a flame that shouldn't exist. It doesn't flicker. It doesn't die. It breathes. Do you know what it means? When fire breathes without wind? The gods are watching. She leans in. Not gods. God. The fire rises. And suddenly, a dragon forms inside it, massive, burning, alive. Then, gone. Drogon, the boy whispers. He hears her, the priestess says. He's out there, searching. A beat. But not for long. The queen? The boy asks. Not yet. Her body sleeps beneath the temple. But the fire remembers her. And in this world, fire never forgets. She saw her death, the priestess says, and she chose fire anyway. The boy hesitates. Will she remember him? The king who... She will remember everything. The betrayal. The knife. The cold. A pause. Memory. Forged in fire. Becomes purpose. And when she wakes, the priestess turns away. It won't be love she remembers first. The boy looks back into the flame, and this time, he sees two figures. One, holding a sword of light. The other, wrapped in shadow with wings. They collide, and the vision shatters. What was that? Her voice answers from the dark. One hero, one betrayer, two dragons, only one crown. And just like that, the world starts moving. Ships leave Marine in silence. Priests whisper in dead cities. In the Far East, they speak of a queen who died in smoke and will rise in shadow, deep beneath the temple. She waits. Daenerys Targaryen, still, unmoving, untouched by time. Then, a twitch, small, but real. Her finger moves, and the flames around her don't burn. They pulse like a heartbeat. Storm's End doesn't forget storms. Even when the sky's clear, the walls still remember. The banners are new, black and gold, fresh, loud. Baratheon lives again. And somehow, so does something else. Because sitting at the head of the table isn't just a lord. It's Arya Stark. No crown, no silk, no patience. Just leather, steel, and a dagger that once killed a god. And the room still doesn't know what to do with her. House Grandison wants a seat at the Port Council. She says it like she's done this her whole life. They gave us 2 ships, a beat. Remind them the last time they ran a harbor. Half the fleet vanished. Silence. Then, a voice pushes back. Careful. Old. Wrong. Governing was never meant for someone like you. The room tightens. Gendry shifts. But Arya? She smiles. Not nicely. You mean a woman who doesn't wear silk? Doesn't faint at politics? Doesn't pretend war is a story? She leans in. Just enough to make it land. You're confusing different with lesser. A beat, and that's going to cost you. The room goes quiet. All eyes go to Gendry. This is his moment. His call. He nods. Simple. Solid. She stays. And just like that, it's done. Later, no court, no noise, just the sea crashing against stone. Arya stands by the window, looking out, but thinking deeper. They hate it, she says. Every time I speak, every time I don't shrink. Gendry steps closer. They hated Jon too. A beat. But they remember who saved them. She turns, sharp, honest. They think I became what I said I'd never be. He doesn't hesitate. You didn't. And for a second, she lets herself go back. When I was a girl, I told my father I wouldn't marry some lord and rule his castle. A small breath. And now, here I am. A beat. Doing exactly that. But then, a shift. A truth. Not because I was told to, because I chose it. And me? Gendry asks. She pauses, looks at him properly. You're the best surprise I never asked for. Not poetic, not perfect. Real. Night falls. The war table fills the room. Maps. Ink. Strategy. Arya points. These lords will test you. A beat. Good. That's your advantage. Gendry frowns. Why help me rule something you never wanted? She looks at him. Not soft. Not harsh. Just honest. Because I've seen the world. And this storm, this castle, this mess, a small smirk. It's ours. You'll rule like a blacksmith. Loud, honest, unbreakable. And I'll make sure no one forgets it. He smiles, a little overwhelmed. If I were a proper lord, I'd be insulted, she grins. If you were a proper lord, I wouldn't be here. For a moment, it's quiet, simple, earned. And then, a memory. Not far back. Just enough to matter. A battlefield gone still. Smoke fading. The war finally over. Gendry stands there. Bruised. Bleeding. Certain. You told me to ask again after the war. A breath. Well, the war's over. He kneels. Not for duty. For her. I don't want to tame you. I want to build with you. Arya Stark, will you marry me? She looks down. Not surprised. Just deciding. Then, a crooked smile. Get up. You're bleeding on my boots. He blinks. That's not a no. A beat. It's not a no. Softer now. It's a yes. Her way. Back to now. Storm's End. Gendry squints at a scroll like it's trying to kill him. Do they always write like this? Arya takes it from him, rolls it shut. Lucky for you, you married someone who speaks noble. He laughs. Still not used to this. Still can't believe you said yes. She shrugs. I didn't say yes. A beat. A smirk. I just didn't say no. And just like that, in a castle built for storms, something steady begins. Not perfect, not easy, but real. And for now, that's enough. Not every ending feels like victory. Some feel like leaving. King's Landing stands quiet, burned scars still lining the shore. The war is over, but the cost? Still here. At the docks, a fleet waits, black sails, no banners, no pride, just departure. At the peace. Maybe. Peace isn't built in battle. It's built in rooms like this. The small council chamber. Midday light cuts through stone. Sharp. Clean. Unforgiving. A new table. A new map. A new crown. And at the head of it, Jon Snow. No. Aegon Targaryen. Still wearing both names. Like armor. Around him. The people holding the realm together. Davos. Steady as ever. Samwell. Still unsure. But here. Brienne. Unshakable. Tyrion. Watching everything. Edmure. Older. Wiser. Bronn. Pretending not to care. And above it all, a distant roar. Silverwing. Not a threat. A reminder. Let us begin. That's all Jon says. But it's enough. The reports come in fast. The Reach. Loyal. Stormlands. Holding. The Vale. Steady. The Riverlands. Quiet. For now. Dorne. Watching. Iron Islands. Silent. Yara Greyjoy never followed anyone, someone says. She followed Daenerys, Tyrion adds. A beat. Reminder what happens when loyalty isn't returned. Jon shuts it down. No fire. Not yet. And then, the question no one wants to ask. Drogon. Silence. Jon looks to the window. He flew east. Beyond Ashai. Even now, that name carries weight. Dragons go back to where they began, Sam says. Or to something older. Jon doesn't chase it. Let him go. A beat. He earned it. But one dragon remains, and everyone feels it. We need whispers, Brienne says. Eyes beyond the realm. Varys is gone, Tyrion replies. But not the need for him. Names are suggested. Spies, ravens, secrets. What about Arya? A pause. Bronn smirks. Does she whisper, or just remove the problem? Jon answers simply. She chooses her own path. And that's the end of that. Then, a different kind of decision. The Citadel won't send us a Grand Maester, Jon says. They never accepted Daenerys? Sam shifts. They barely accept me. Jon looks at him. Good. A beat. Then break one more rule. Be mine. Silence. Then, yes, your grace. One by one. The realm starts taking shape. Tyrion speaks last. Careful. Measured. What of Casterly Rock? All eyes turn. They say I abandoned my house. A beat. I intend to take it back. Not for power. For what's mine. Jon studies him, long, unblinking. Then, go. Rebuild it. Prove them wrong. And just like that, another piece moves. Jon stands. The room follows. Instinct. Not fear. Not entirely. You may have titles, he says. Gold. Power. A beat. But none of it matters without loyalty. And then, the line that changes the room. I will not suffer betrayal. Not by sword. Not by coin. Shadow passes over the window. Silverwing. Watching. Always watching. Bronn shifts. Tyrion doesn't smile. Even Davos feels it. Jon sits again, calm, controlled, but something deeper now. The road ahead is long, Davos says. Jon nods. Then we start building it. With justice, Brienne says. With wisdom, Tyrion adds. With truth, Sam follows. And then, Jon finishes it. And fear. No one argues, because now they understand. This isn't the old realm. This isn't chaos either. This is something new, something stronger, something watching itself. A wolf, a dragon, one crown. And for the first time, the realm believes it might actually hold. For once, the war is quiet. The Red Keep sleeps. No council, no crowns, no noise, just wind slipping through stone. Jon Snow stands by the window. No armor, no sword, no weight on his shoulders. For the first time in a long time, just a man. Above the city, Silverwing glides through the night, silent, watching, guarding something that finally feels whole. Behind him, soft footsteps. Sansa, not a queen tonight. No court, no crown, just her. He turns, and everything else fades. Because after war, after loss, after everything, this is what's left. You're up late, he says. So are you, she answers. A beat. Were you waiting for me? He almost smiles. Always. She steps closer, places her hand over his chest, right where death once took him, and lost. They don't rush. They don't need to. Because this isn't new. It's earned. Do you remember what you told me? After the war? He exhales. I said a lot of things. You said you didn't know what came next. A pause. But you knew one thing. She looks at him. Clear. Certain. Me. And now, she's not uncertain anymore. He sees it. Feels it. Something's changed. Sansa? She takes his hand, guides it, gently, to her stomach. I'm with child. And just like that, everything shifts. No battlefield ever hit like this. No crown ever weighed this much. Jon doesn't speak. He just feels it. Real. Impossible. His. 2 moons, she says softly. I waited to be sure. His hand stays there, like if he moves, it might disappear. You're sure? I am. A beat. Your child. And for the first time, since the North, since the Wall, since everything, Jon Snow breaks. I never thought I'd have this. Not a king, not a warrior, just a man with a future. You do now, she says. They kiss. Not desperate, not rushed, just certain. Because this isn't about passion, it's about home. Later, no words, no titles, just quiet. His hand still in hers, still resting where life is growing. A king, a queen, a child not yet born. And for one fragile moment, everything is exactly as it should be. The candlelight flickers, shadows stretch across the walls, 2 figures, becoming 3. And somewhere beyond the walls, the world is already shifting again. Peace doesn't mean safe, it just means quieter problems. Inside the Red Keep, no throne, no court, just ink, ledgers, debt, Tyrion Lannister stands over a table buried in numbers. Not wine, not war. Numbers. Because this is how kingdoms really fall. Across from him, Bronn, Lord of Highgarden, still sitting like a man who stole the chair. Outside, a shadow passes overhead. Silverwing. Bronn watches the sky. You know, I've killed men for less than the sound of that thing. A beat. No shield stops dragonfire. Tyrion doesn't look up. That's why you stay loyal. Bronn spins a coin. Slow. Thinking. I didn't sign up for this. Last I saw Jon Snow, he was half dead. Now he's riding a dragon older than kingdoms. A glance. And I'm supposed to trust that? Tyrion finally looks at him. You trust that he won't burn you. A beat. That's the difference. Bronn scoffs. Mercy gets you killed. I prefer gold. Tyrion gestures to the mountain of scrolls. And that's exactly why you're in trouble. Because Highgarden isn't a prize. It's a responsibility. The Reach fed the realm, Tyrion says. Paid its wars. Funded its lies. A pause. And now the debts are yours. Bronn grimaces. So I inherited a kingdom and its problems. Exactly. The truth lands. Heavy. And the Hightowers, Tyrion adds, they're watching. Waiting. Looking for weakness. Bronn smirks. They write letters instead of drawing swords. Tyrion leans in. Then don't give them a reason to draw either. Outspend them. Outthink them. Stay ahead. A beat. Because if the Reach falls, another beat. Jon will fix it. And that scares Bronn more than anything. Outside, a distant roar. Silverwing lands. The room trembles. Bronn flinches. Just slightly. All right, he mutters. If I get burned alive, I'm haunting you. I'd welcome the company, Tyrion says. Then, a pouch hits the table. Gold. Crown funds, Tyrion says. Hire help. Fix your books. Start paying what's owed. Bronn eyes it. You trust me with this? Tyrion shakes his head. No. A beat. But you fear dragons more than you love gold. That's enough. Bronn takes the pouch. Decision made, but Tyrion isn't done. He moves to the window. Looks west. I've been hiding in numbers, he says, while my enemies sharpen knives. Daven Lannister, rallying houses, spreading whispers, calling Tyrion a traitor, a kinslayer. He sent assassins, Tyrion adds. Calm, too calm. I'd be dead if not for you. Bronn shrugs. Podrick got one. I got the loud one. A flicker of gratitude, then gone. He wants Casterly Rock, Tyrion says. My name, my legacy. He turns back, something colder now. But Jon changed the game. With a dragon over the Red Keep, a beat. Rebels remember how fear works. Tyrion places both hands on the map. West. Always west. They can call me what they like. Traitor, coward. A breath. Then, I'm taking back Casterly Rock. Not with war, not with blood. With law. With truth. And when I do, a pause. I'll make it better than it ever was. Bronn smirks. 7 hells? You almost sound like a lord. Tyrion doesn't smile. Careful. A beat. I might make you useful. And just like that, another game begins. Peace in the west means opportunity in the east. Meereen is no longer broken, it's claimed. The Great Pyramid rises again. Gold, fire, power, and at its peak, a new ruler, Daario Naharis. Not a sellsword anymore, not just a lover left behind. Something else now. Something sharper. He lounges above the city, wine in hand, a blade spinning between his fingers, watching a map, not of Essos, of Westeros, because he never stopped looking west. The room is quiet. Generals waiting. No one speaks unless he lets them. Then, the doors open. No warning. No permission. And the fire walks in first. Kinvara, Red Priestess, voice of something older than kings. Daario smiles. Of course he does. The flame returns. A beat. To what do I owe the honor? She doesn't waste time. Drogon carried her body east. The world thinks she's dead. A pause. They're wrong. That lands. Hard. For the first time. Dario doesn't smile. So, she's alive? Not yet. A step closer. But the fire remembers, and the fire restores. Now he's listening. Fully. You want me to fight for a ghost? I want you to prepare for a queen. She moves to the map. One place. Dragonstone. They killed her. Buried her in silence. And crowned a wolf with a dragon. Dario exhales. Silverwing. So it's true. You don't like him, he says. Kinvara's voice drops. We chose him once. He chose against us. A beat. So we choose again. Now the room feels smaller. And me? Dario asks. What do I become in all this? She steps closer. You become what you've always been. Her weapon. Her will. A pause. Then something softer. She trusted you. More than she admitted. That one hits deeper than anything else. Because it's true. He laughs. But there's no humor in it. She left me here. For peace. And you stayed, Kinvara replies. Not a question. A fact. Silence. Heavy. Honest. Then, the truth neither of them says out loud. He never stopped waiting. She leans in. When she returns, she won't be the same. Dario nods slowly. Neither am I. He walks to the balcony, looks out over everything he's built. Ships, armies, fire on the horizon, power, all his. I have 50,000 men. Gold, ships, cities. A beat. They answer to me. Kinvara doesn't blink. Then make them answer to her. Silence. Then, decision. I'll need time. You'll have it. A whisper now. She's already stirring. Kinvara turns to leave, stops at the door. One final line, the one that seals it. You were her mercy once. A beat. Now, be her vengeance. And just like that, she's gone. Dario stands alone, looking west. Again. A slow breath. A bitter smile. Dead 3 months. And still giving orders. He turns. No hesitation now. Send ravens. Astapor. New Gis. We march within the month. A pause. One last command. The kind that changes everything. And paint the banners. A beat. Black. And just like that, the east begins to move. The north never forgets. Not the cold, not the dead, and not the men who came back from both. Snow stretches forever, white, endless, unforgiving. Then, a shadow, massive, ancient, Silverwing descends. The ground trembles, the wind answers, and on her back, a king. Jon Snow steps down, not dressed for court, dressed for the world he came from, and waiting for him. Ghost, scarred, older, still watching. The dragon growls, the wolf answers. 2 predators, one moment from deciding something. Jon steps between them. Enough. No force, just command. A beat. Then Ghost moves first, straight into him. And just like that, the king disappears, and Jon comes back. Later, fire, smoke, voices, the free folk, still wild, still free. And right in the middle, Tormund Giant's Bane, louder than ever. Thought you were dead. So did I, Jon answers. They laugh, hard, real, like nothing ever changed. But everything has. You came with a dragon, Tormund says. Scared half the world. A beat. Scared me too. Jon doesn't deny it, because he felt it too. They walk, talk of old friends, the hound, gone, Brienne, far away. The world moved on. But some things, still the same. Then, the fire circle, the real reason he came. Jon stands before them. No throne, no guards, just truth. You don't belong beyond the wall. A ripple through the crowd. That wall was built from fear. And fear isn't justice. Silence, heavy. You keep your ways, your leaders, your freedom. A beat. I just want you with us. An old woman steps forward. And if we refuse, Jon doesn't blink. You'll still have my respect. A pause. But the realm won't forget you. That lands. Tormund steps in. We fought for the living. We bled for them. A beat. Now we decide if we live with them. Silence. Then, Movement. One man steps forward, spits in his hand, grabs Jon's. "Don't send tax collectors." Jon almost smiles. "Deal." And just like that, the north changes. Night falls. The wind returns. Jon and Tormund stand on the ridge, looking out over it all. "Never thought I'd see this," Tormund says. "Free folk and a dragon king." "You think I've changed?" Jon asks. Tormund snorts. "You ride dragons. Wear crowns. Starting to look old." A beat. "You've changed." Then, a grin. "But in the right way." Jon smirks. "You still smell like goat." "Yeah," Tormund says, "but a king's goat." They laugh. Loud. Free. Above them, Silverwing watches. Silent. Endless. And below, the north listens. Not divided anymore. Not forgotten. Part of the realm. At last. Power doesn't always sit on the throne. Sometimes, it stands beside it. The Red Keep. Late morning. Quiet. But not still. Sansa Stark sits at the desk. Not as a girl. Not as a survivor. As a queen. In her hands, a letter from Dorne. Polite. Careful. Dangerous. "Full fealty," she reads. A pause. "Pending clarification." She almost smiles. "He's flirting." Davos snorts. Dornish flirting usually ends in knives. Or heirs. Brienne doesn't disagree. Sansa sets the letter down. "He wants a seat. Something that binds Dorne to us. Do you trust him?" she asks. Davos shrugs. "I don't trust anyone who writes that much." A flicker of laughter. Then, it fades. The Iron Islands haven't replied. 3 ravens. No answer. Sansa goes still. Because silence? That's never nothing. "She's waiting," Davos says. "Watching." A beat. "People get bold when they think the dragon's gone." Sansa turns. Calm. Controlled. "He's not gone. Just north." A pause. "And I won't let the realm forget that." Her hand rests lightly on her stomach. Not obvious. But there. "Don't mistake softness for weakness," she says. "Wolves hunt in winter." Davos grins. "And smugglers build the sleds." For a moment, they're just people again. Then, the balcony. The city stretches below. Alive. Watching. Waiting. They've been gathering. Every day. Since the king left. "Is it true," someone calls, "that you carry his heir?" Sansa doesn't answer. Not with words. She looks at them. Really looks. Hope. Fear. Faith. All of it. In their eyes. A woman shouts, "Long live the queen! May the wolf guard us, till the dragon returns." It's not a roar, but it spreads. Sansa places a hand on her belly, breathes in, raises her hand. And just like that, they believe again. Back inside, the game continues. "Do we give Dorne what it wants?" Davos asks. "Not yet," Sansa replies. "Let him wait. Men work harder when they almost have something." "Like a throne?" Davos says. She meets his eyes. "Like power." A beat. "If you wait too long, they look elsewhere." "Then we don't wait too long." Even Brienne notices it now. "You've become strategic." Sansa smiles. Not warm, not cold, just knowing. "I had good teachers." A beat. "Some better than others." Silence. Because they all know who she means. "Do you miss him?" Davos asks. A pause. "Jon?" "Yes." Soft, honest. "But I don't need him to rule." That's the difference. Orders come quickly now. "Summon the council. Invite Dorne. Promise nothing. Leave everything open." "And the Iron Islands?" Sansa thinks. Just for a second. "Send a raven. Short. Stark." "What does it say?" She doesn't hesitate. "The crown hasn't forgotten you." A beat. "I hope you haven't forgotten it." Another beat. "The realm needs its daughters. You're not alone." Davos nods. That'll get her attention. Outside, the sun begins to fall. The city lights up, one flame at a time. And inside the Red Keep, the queen doesn't wait, doesn't hesitate, doesn't falter. She rules, and beneath her hand, the future of the realm grows, quiet, unseen, unstoppable. Night in the Red Keep. Quiet. Too quiet. Davos is still working. Of course he is. Ink-stained fingers, letters stacked high, trying to hold a kingdom together with parchment and patience. Then the door opens, and in walks Trouble. Tyrion Lannister. Travel cloak, muddy boots, wine already in hand. "You're early," Davos mutters. "Or you're late," Tyrion replies, drops the wine, like he plans to stay a while. They sit, silence first, because men like them, they don't waste words. Then Tyrion leans in. "I need to ask you something." A beat. "You won't like it." Davos sighs. That's becoming a habit. Tyrion doesn't smile this time. When Jon stood to die, when the blade was raised, he called for Drogon. A pause. But Drogon didn't answer. Davos nods. "No. A different dragon did," Tyrion continues. "Silverwing." Now the room feels smaller. "You know what that means?" Tyrion asks. Davos keeps it simple. "It means Jon lived." Tyrion shakes his head. "Jon Snow died. Aegon Targaryen came back." Careful words, dangerous ones. "He didn't just survive fire," Tyrion says. "He was chosen by something older than kingdoms." Davos frowns. "You think it means more?" Tyrion stands, moves to the window. Blackwater Bay stretches out. Quiet, but never harmless. "I think we were wrong," he says. "About the war. About the ending. The Night King is dead," Davos replies. "The realm is at peace." Tyrion turns. "Is it?" A beat. Because that question lingers. "Melisandre said he was the prince that was promised," Tyrion continues. "What if that wasn't the end? What if it was the beginning?" Davos doesn't like that. Not one bit. "Of what?" he asks. Tyrion's voice drops. "Essos. Red priests gathering. Kinvara preaching again. Now the air shifts. They're looking for a new savior," Tyrion says. "One who answers to them." Davos mutters, "That woman gives me chills." Tyrion steps closer, eyes sharper now. "What happens when a fire cult has a dragon?" Silence. Heavy. "You think Daenerys is alive?" Davos asks. "I don't know," Tyrion admits. "But I know this Drogon didn't fly east just to mourn." A beat. That dragon still feels something. "And fire," Tyrion says softly, "remembers." Now it lands. "Two dragons," he continues. "One here, one there. For the first time in a century." Davos exhales. "So we didn't win." Tyrion meets his eyes. "We paused." The fire crackles louder, like it's listening. "You ever think you see too much?" Davos asks. "All the time," Tyrion says. "It's a gift." "And a curse." Another silence. "What do you want me to do?" Davos asks. Tyrion doesn't hesitate. "Watch. Listen. Trust no one wearing red." Davos huffs. "That's half the world." "Then start now." Tyrion finishes his wine, sets the cup down. Slow. Final. "If this peace is real," he says, "we sleep easy. But if it isn't," he looks toward the dark sea. "The fire's not done with us." "Not yet." Davos studies him. "What about you?" Tyrion smirks just a little. "I'll build a quiet home, with tall walls. You'll be bored in a week. Then I'll drink." A shared smile. Tired. Earned. Then he leaves, and Davos stands there, alone. Letters on the table, war behind him, and something else. Just beginning. Storms end, daylight, and the storm isn't outside anymore. Arya Stark sits beside Gendry Baratheon, not behind him. Beside him. That alone is already a problem. The Stormlords gather, some loyal, some watching. One, unimpressed. Lord Clarent Fell steps forward, careful words, old beliefs. "No offense," he says, "but this isn't our way." Arya doesn't blink. "Then your way is outdated." Murmurs ripple. He pushes further. "You're not a Baratheon. And you're no lady." Gendry shifts, but Arya stops him. Just a hand, calm, controlled. "You're right," she says. "I'm not a lady." A beat. "I'm a Stark." And then it lands. Fast, clean, unapologetic. Trained in Bravos. Survived Harrenhal. Walked with killers. Killed the Night King. She tilts her head. Who trained you? Silence. Because there's no answer. You talk about tradition. Arya continues. Tradition made monsters kings. Tradition put chains on the wrong people? She leans in. And now you want it to guide me? Clarence's voice tightens. Who leads here? The blacksmith or the wolf? Gendry stands. This time, he doesn't hesitate. We lead together. He looks at Arya. Not as his wife, as his equal. She made me better. She knows this world better than any of us. And I'd be a fool not to listen. The room shifts. Arya finishes it. Clean. Final. You don't have to like it, but you will respect it. A beat. If you can't, ride home. Silence. Heavy. Then, a bow. Shallow, but real. Perhaps Storm's End can weather a Stark, he says. Arya's answer? Cold. Effortless. The Starks have weathered worse. And just like that, it's settled. Later, the hall softens. Food, wine, low voices. But the tension? Still there, because power doesn't disappear. It shifts. Lady Morales Buckler steps forward. Older, sharper, not afraid. Lady Arya, or still Stark, she asks. Arya turns. It's both. Always has been. The challenge comes quick. You dress like a soldier. Speak like a ruler. Stand like it's your hall. Arya doesn't flinch. I speak with my husband, not over him. But that's not the real issue. This isn't the North, Morales presses. A wife stands beside her lord. Arya smiles, just a little. I don't stand beside him. I ride with him. And now the truth hits harder. I fought for this castle, while others wrote letters. Murmurs again, sharper this time. What you've lived through doesn't make you a ruler, Morales says. Arya steps forward. Now it's quiet. No. But what I've learned does. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't need to. I've sat with queens, trained with killers, survived things most people don't even whisper about. A beat. I'm not the lady you expected. Another beat. I'm the one who survives what's coming. That lands deep. And heirs? Morales asks. The Stormlands need legacy. Arya doesn't hesitate. You'll have heirs when the time comes. But right now, she meets her eyes. The realm comes first. Not harsh, not soft, just truth. Then, a shift. Arya pours her wine, hands it to her. Drink, she says. Let's stop pretending the old ways worked. A pause. Morales studies her, long, careful, then drinks. You're your father's daughter, she says. Arya smirks. I'm what comes after. And just like that, the room breathes again. Because something has changed. Not loudly, not violently, but permanently. Storm's End doesn't resist her anymore. It adapts. The sea doesn't sleep at Pike. It hammers. It remembers. Storm clouds choke the sky. Moonlight barely cutting through. Below, the docks burn with torchlight. Ships rising, hull by hull. The Iron Fleet is breathing again. And above it all, Yara Greyjoy watches. Still, unmoved. A ruler forged in salt and loss. Then, footsteps. Davos Seaworth steps into the stormlight behind her, soaked, steady, carrying the weight of a crown that isn't his. No greetings, no courtesies, just tension. Yara doesn't turn, not at first. She calls him out before he speaks. No crowns here, no kneeling, not anymore. Davos doesn't argue. He never does. He just shifts the game. Because silence, he reminds her, is dangerous. And hers has been loud. That lands. Yara finally turns. And there it is. Fire beneath the calm. Old loyalty. Older wounds. She bent the knee once to Daenerys, not to Jon. And she hasn't forgotten what it cost. Davos counters. Peace has a price too. But Yara doesn't deal in peace. She deals in memory. And memory whispers. Of fire in the east. Of dragons where there should be none. She doesn't confirm it, doesn't deny it. Just leaves him with a warning. The Iron Islands are not at war, but they are not his. If war comes, she'll meet it her way. Then she's gone. Into the stone. Into the storm. But the storm doesn't end. It moves. Down the cliffs. Along the black shore. A hooded figure slips through the night. Red robes soaked in salt. A priest of fire with no name and no banner. He disappears into a sea cave beneath Pike. And deep inside, flame answers him. A map of Westeros unfurls. A dagger waits beside it. And something ancient begins to stir. Later, in the cold heart of Pike, Yara stands alone. No court. No guards. Just wind screaming through stone and a fire that barely holds. Then, the door opens. The priest. He doesn't bow. Doesn't ask permission. Just speaks. Not of war. Not of kings. Of her. Of why she followed Daenerys. Not for dragons, but for defiance. That hits deeper than steel. Because it's true. Yara gave everything, and got ashes in return. But the priest leans closer. No, not ashes. Sacrifice. A queen betrayed. A crown stolen. And then, he shows her. Fire blooms. Daenerys alive in flame. Breathing. Watching. A fleet beneath a red sun. Ironborn sails. Silverwing and Drogon tearing the sky apart. Then, darkness. Silence. A single coin pressed into her palm. Her queen. Crowned in fire. No demands. No orders. Just a reminder. Remember her. Be ready. The priest vanishes into the storm. And Yara is left alone again. But not the same. The fire flickers. The coin rests heavy in her hand. And something, quiet, dangerous, begins to burn beneath the cold. Not loyalty. Not yet. But something close enough to matter. Winterfell doesn't welcome you gently. It tests you. The gates groan open under ice and time. Snow whips sideways. The sky hangs low, heavy, and above it, Silverwing. She cuts through the clouds once, circles, then vanishes north like a legend slipping back into story. Jon Snow walks in beneath her shadow. No triumph, no ceremony, just cold air and quieter eyes. The north gathers anyway. Bran Stark waits in stillness. Mira beside him, subtle, changed, protected. Jon sees it instantly. A look, a pause, a question without words. Mira answers with the smallest smile. Life, quietly growing in a world that almost forgot how. It lands deeper than any victory. Later, beneath stone and memory, the crypts don't echo. They hold. Jon kneels before Ned, before Lyanna. No speeches, just truth. He never wanted this, but he'll finish it. Above, in the long, cold halls, the truth sharpens. Jon walks beside Bran. Not as brothers, not just as king and seer. Something else now. Jon presses it. Was it all planned? Bran doesn't deny it. Not a game. A path. He didn't choose for Jon, but he made sure the road only led one way. And Jon took it. That's what matters. By the fire, the future finally shows its teeth. Maps spread. Pieces move. The war isn't over. It changed direction. Not the north. The east. Bran says it plainly. Daenerys will rise again, but not as she was. Not a queen. Something worse. Not reborn, remade, by fire. By hands that don't serve her, only what she represents. Jon feels it before he reacts. This isn't rumor anymore, this is coming. And his first instinct, strike now. End it early. Bran shuts it down. Too soon, and the realm fractures. Act in fear, and you lose the crown before the war even begins. So Jon does the harder thing. He waits, but not idle. He prepares. Watch the Reach. Watch Dorne. Watch the Iron Islands. Because if Yara turns, it won't be a rebellion. It'll be a doorway. Jon asks Bran to come south. Stand beside him. Bran refuses. Simple, certain. There must always be a Stark in Winterfell. And for the first time in years, he almost sounds human saying it. But then the warning lands. Not about war, about Jon. Stay alive. Because if he falls, everything falls with him. And then the world starts moving. Tyrion rides toward a home that never loved him. Yara stands at the edge of something she doesn't yet understand, and far across the sea, fire breathes. Daenerys opens her eyes, not reborn, awakened. Drogon roars over a bleeding sky, and somewhere beneath it all, something ancient stirs again. Dawn breaks over Winterfell. Jon stands on the ramparts staring north, and beyond it, the wall smokes in the distance. The free folk endure. The realm is holding. For now. Behind him, Bran watches in silence. Ahead of him, war. Not of ice, of fire. And this time, it won't wait. The long night isn't over. It's just begun. If you've made it this far, you're a true Game of Thrones soldier, just like me. This video ran long because there's still so much to uncover, but this is my theory of how I believe Season 8 should have ended, and this is also a clever way to continue this series. Like I said, there's plenty more story to tell, but I'll leave it up to you. Should I keep building on this theory? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss the exciting projects coming soon. Remember, winter isn't coming anymore. Winter is here. Until next time, peace.